Hi all. Am I audible? You guys can reply in chat or raise your hand if I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So this is a 2-day boot camp. Last week we had a 1-day session on Python with data science. So today it's going to be Python with software testing. So the software testing trainer name is Anaga. Okay. So she herself introduce and give a boot camp on her course. I'll hand it over to Anaga. Thank you. Anaga, you can start.
Yeah, thank you, Naren. Hi all, can you hear me? You can raise your hand.
Yes, Anaga, you're audible. You can start.
Is there any disturbance from my side?
Yeah, there is a little bit of voice behind.
Yeah, sorry for that. There is some announcement going on. But is it 1 minute? Give me 2 minutes. Yeah, sorry for that all. I hope the background noise is not there now.
Yeah, you can start, Anaga. Now it's
Yeah.
clear.
Thank you. So yeah, hi all. I'm Aniga and I'll be handling software testing course for you guys. So today in this bootcamp, I'll be giving you a brief about what all you can learn in software testing. What opportunities do you have as a software tester? I myself have 3.5 years experience in software testing and 1.5 years experience in teaching. So let's get started. I think you have disabled screen sharing. Can you please allow me to share the screen? I think host has, okay, yeah, I got it. Thank you. So can everyone see my screen? Is it visible?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, okay. Let me close this. So if you have any doubts in between, please unmute yourself and you can stop me anywhere. Okay, because since I'm sharing my screen, I won't be able to see the participants list. If you raise your hand, I will not be knowing. So yeah, please do unmute yourself and stop me in between if there is any confusion. So today, starting, I'll give you an overview how the boot camp will go. So basically, I have prepared PPT. So I will be going through each slide, and I'll be explaining introduction to every little topic. And then I'll show you the course curriculum, what all you're going to learn in the course, and then also the software testing career growth. And I'll give you some real-time industry examples how it can be, software testing can be. So can we get started? Okay. So as you can see, I just talked about the course. So the introduction, career growth, and course curriculum. So let's just quickly dive in. I wanted to make this a bit of fun kind of a learning. So I have a puzzle here. It is related to software testing. I'll tell you how it can be related. So yeah, coming to this picture, we in childhood, we all have done this, right? We have found the differences between two images given. We found what is missing and what is different from the maybe this image is different from this image. So we have found some certain differences and we've played it as a game, right? So can anyone unmute and tell me what are the difference between these two pictures? Like any one difference if you can find out.
In first image, there are 5 fishes, and in second image, there are 3 small fishes.
Yeah, so yes. So thank you. Can you please tell your name?
Vanshika Kasera.
Okay, Vanshika, thank you for answering. That was amazing. So yeah, so similar. So as Vanshika pointed, there are 5 fishes here and there are 3 fishes here. There are 2 fishes missing in this below image. So similarly, there are many differences between the first one and the second image, right? So here what Vanshika did basically was she kept the above image as the reference and she found the differences in the second image. So this above image was our reference image. And this was the image that we are finding differences in, keeping reference to the above. So the same thing, why I gave this activity is, the same thing happens in software testing. So there will be a reference document. So initially, if we start, software testing is basically testing. You have to validate some of the app. So basically, example you take as your company or any company is developing a web-based product. So web-based product can be any website. So any website, for example, if you take in general, Amazon. So Amazon is the product your company is working on, and it has been developing. It has been developed. So what as a software tester you have to do? You have to test the entire software, entire website as in the user perspective. So that is the main thing of what software tester does. So now coming back to what is software testing? So software testing is basically you'll have some it's a process of validating the website, how feasible it is and how effective it will be and how efficient it is for the user. So see, whatever a company develops, it develops keeping in point that its clients or customers must be happy, right? So they shouldn't find any loopholes or they shouldn't find any errors in the product that they're giving. It should be 100% efficient. So whatever we have promised the customers, we have to deliver it. So who will make sure that it is delivered? So we as software testers should make sure that it is delivered properly. So without any errors and without any breakages, we have to make sure that the website or the product, whatever we are delivering, it should be 100% efficient. Not 100%, there are some margins, like I'll be telling you as and when we start the course. So did everybody get the basic idea of what software testing is, or do you have any doubt? If yes, you can just unmute yourself and tell yes. Or if you have any doubt, you can. Can I move to the next slide?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thank you. So now since you got software basic idea of software testing, so we'll see what are the processes in software testing. So as I mentioned, software testing and quality assurance goes hand by hand. So it is nothing but the same terms. They are used in different definitions, that's all. So I mean, same definitions are used in different terms. So how do we like start testing a software? So first, initially in the planning stage, so any company, you join any company, there will be this process followed. So there are certain methods where you can, where a product is developed. So these methods is company adaptive. So each company will be following their own methods of developing a product. So, but basic, they have to stick to these six steps. They have to go through these 6 steps. So first one is writing requirement document. Suppose I am a customer and there's a company XYZ. I'm going to a company with my requirements. So I want a login page, I want a dashboard, and I want a sign in, sign up page along with login page. And what does this dashboard have? This dashboard have some should have some basic cart kind of thing, like Amazon shopping kind of thing. I want it, but in a very easy way. Not exactly as Amazon, but these are the main things I want in my app, in my application. So this is a writing requirement document. So as and when the customer specifies the requirements, as a QA analyst or as a tester, we'll also be involved in the requirement document process. So we have to write down some of the requirements that is mentioned by the customer. So once this requirement document is assembled, development starts. So developers will develop. So there is actually, in this phase of development and software testing, in the second phase and the third phase of development and software testing, we call it as continuous development and continuous integration. So there will be development happening, there will be integrating happening, and there will be testing happening. So these two, what I'll tell, these two will be happening until the final product is ready, right? So now let us assume that development is done. Okay, so development is done, and let's go to software testing. So now we have a product, right? We have this login page, dashboard, sign in, sign up page. So let's keep these 3 things in the, for the reference. And then, for example, then we will go into bit, more complex examples in later. So we have now login page, sign in, sign up page, and then dashboard. So as a software tester, I will divide these 3 pages into different modules. So you're understanding, right, what I'm telling? So I can't club all these pages into one single document, software test document. So what I'll do, I'll just break down this application into how many ever simplified modules I can get. I'll be breaking it down. So first I'll take up the login page, sign in, sign up page. So can anyone tell, as soon as you imagine, as soon as you think about sign in and sign up page, what comes to your mind? Can anybody answer it? So what basically you do there? Anybody can answer. I want the session to be interactive. So if you think about so if you think about sign in, sign up page, what comes to your mind? Like, what is the basic functionality of sign in, sign up page? Can anybody unmute and tell? Okay, so let me explain. Okay, so basically, as a user, if I'm using a sign in and sign up page, what will I do? it is basically to register a new user, right? So I'm new to the application. I'll register myself. I'll give user ID. I'll give password, and I'll set my email ID. I'll set my phone number. So it's the new user registration page. So that is how you see. So keeping this in mind, you have to write test cases for that particular scenario. So I gave an example, right? New user registration. That is one scenario. And then you have, what if the user is already logged in, but he's trying to register again? So that is one more scenario. So this is what we do in software testing. So we come up with the scenarios, and we have the requirement document, right? We keep that as a reference, and then we validate the actual output that we are getting with the expected output. Okay, so what is the expected output when a new user is trying to register? He should be registered successfully. So what is written? What is expected? Expected is also same. The actual is also we are getting it. We are getting it is matching. So that test case will pass. So this is how, as a software tester, we have to build up the scenario knowledge. So we act as a user in the company. We act as a user because, see, there are a lot of different types of testing which I'll be covering in the later stages. But what is the basic idea behind software testing? We act as a user and we test all the scenarios, and then we see there are some developers testing also be done. That you don't have to worry. I'll be covering all that in the syllabus. So coming here, software testing is, this is the process that I was explaining. So we have this three login page, sign in page, and sign up page, and dashboard, right? So we are testing now sign in and sign up page. So software testing is done. Now one scenario, I gave you an example. New user is trying to register. So he will register successfully. So now coming to the fourth stage here, finding bugs and reporting. So suppose I am a new user and I'm trying to register myself, but it is not letting me register. So the registration is failing. So what was the expected output? The expected output was the user should be registered successfully. That was the expected output. But what am I getting here? I'm getting an error. I'm not able to register. So that is called as a bug. So that shouldn't happen, because according to the requirement document and according to the development, that is not the expected output. So what this will become a bug. So now after finding a bug, as a tester, we have to report it. So where do we report it? We can either report it to the developer, or we can report it to particular, a person associated with that particular module. So there are some bug reporting tools like Jira, Atlassian, all that. So I'll be giving an overview once we start the course. As and when we go with the process, I'll be giving you an overview with how we write the requirement document, how development is done. Definitely, I think Narayan will be covering in Python classes. How software testing is done, and what are the things you have to keep in mind while you're testing the software. And yeah, finding bugs. How do you find bugs? What kind of bugs are there? See, there are like minor bugs, major bugs. So high priority bugs, low priority bugs. So we categorize bugs also into different kinds. So all this will be covered in your course. And then while coming to finding bugs reporting, there are tools like Jira, Atlassian, as I mentioned. So I'll be giving you an overview. I'll show how it works and all. So it will be fun. So yeah, coming back to the process. So finding bugs and reporting. So now I found a bug that user is not able to register himself. So that is a bug, and I'll be reporting it to the developer. So what will developer do? He'll take this bug, he'll fix the issue in the backend, and again he'll give it to me. And then again I have to do the retesting. So fixing bugs is the phase where the developer fixes the bugs, and retesting is the phase where the bug is fixed and developer has pushed the new code. The code, I'll be retrieving the code and I'll be testing it. So I'll be retesting it. So I'll take the same scenario, same expected output. Now I will see if the user is able to register himself or not. If not, again, I'll report a bug and I'll report it. Okay. If this happens more than 2 times, then the developer has to think of another solution. So that is some another process where there are different software methods we follow. So that will come under some different module itself. So this retesting and development will go in cycle wise. Are you able to follow what I'm telling? So development and retesting will happen multiple times. So you find the bugs, you retest, you give it to the developer, he'll fix it, and then we'll retest it. So this it goes in a cyclic process until it is stable. So once the application is stable, and we say as a software engineer, I say, okay, it is good to go, that the application is good to go. Till then, this process continues. So developing, finding bugs, fixing bugs, and retest. So this will be going on. And once I tell, okay, the application is fine, it is working fine correctly now, then what I do, we'll go for a release. So this particular features, what and all we've developed, will go for the customers. So this is a very basic process. All the companies will follow. So writing the requirement document, it is very useful for us because that is like the reference I showed here, right? Like this first image was the reference for us, or else we wouldn't have known there are 2 fishes missing here, right? So we kept this as a reference and we told the difference, or we found a bug. So the same way, a requirement document is a reference document which is must for all these software processes. So yeah, then we go for development, then we have software testing, then finding bugs and reporting, then fixing bugs and retesting the software. The 6 stages of developing an application or a product is must in every company. So and this is how they follow. Okay, so any doubts, or is it all good to go? You can raise your hand if it's good to go. Okay, thank you, Arun. Thank you, Pawan. Yeah. Okay, I got to interrupt here. I see there are quite a number of students. So, anybody experienced in software testing here, or are you all freshers?
Freshers, ma'am.
Freshers. Thank you. Have you just graduated, Arun?
Yes, ma'am, 2022.
Okay. So yeah, anybody else who has experience? So I'm assuming all are freshers here, right? So yeah, since Arun, you answered like what did you like have in mind about software testing? Did you have any idea?
Yes, ma'am, I did have some idea because I have researched about it.
Yeah. So are you able to relate it, whatever I'm telling?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So anybody else? Have you done any research on software testing? And are you able to relate to the topics that I'm telling? At least you can raise your hand because I want it to be an interactive session. And of course, my class will be very, very much interactive. I want involvement. Okay, sure. Let's move on then. If you don't have any queries, let's move on. If you have, you can always stop me in between. So, okay. So as I was telling, each and every stage here is split into different into different categories again. So let's not talk in detail not today itself, because I have, we have a course ahead of us. So, okay. So the basic thing is, let's come to software testing in particular, right? The third phase we are in, right? Software testing. So what are things that we need to keep in mind? And how, again, in software testing, we have sub phases that has to be carried out while testing a software or application. So first we have to choose the type of testing to be done, right? So if you have heard, there are types of testing like regression, sanity, black box, white box, and then unit testing. So all this type of testing, so we have to there are types of testing, but before that we have to uh, categorize it into manual and automation. Okay, so in manual, what you do, see, before doing any automation, we have to complete the manual testing first. After then, we have to pick some scenarios, and then whatever suitable scenarios are there, we'll go to automation. That automation I'll be telling you in the next part. So first we have to choose the type of testing we are doing. So the scope of testing, and then we have to choose the testing method. What methods we are using, what methods to be followed to test. And then we have to split the testing into multiple levels. So as I was mentioning, there is an application. So what we can split into, we can split login page as one module, sign in, sign up page as another module, and dashboard as another module, right? So this we can split the testing into multiple levels and modules. So this is the main thing we have to keep in mind, and then we have to document the scenarios. So as I was mentioning, there were two scenarios we came up for sign in page, right? One is registration successful, the other one is registration unsuccessful. When the user is already logged in but is again trying to register, that time it should fail. So these are the scenarios we have to document it. It will be helpful for us till the end of the release. So documentation is very much required in software testing. You have to document each and every bug, each and every scenario, each and every test case, each and every requirements starting from the beginning. So documentation is something you have to learn. You have to be creative in documenting. Of course, it is. I will let you know what is the format and all, but again, it comes to different company has different formats. But I'll always stick to the basic format which you have to follow. So I'll be explaining that in the course. And then you have to conduct testing. So after documenting the scenarios, after splitting into modules, you have to document scenarios and then conduct testing accordingly. So you can't jump into testing before doing all the four things. You can't do that. You have to do the four things, and then you have to follow these methods one by one itself. So before documenting the scenario, if you conduct testing, you might miss out a scenario, and then you will have to again retest it. So it will be a problematic one. So what you have to do, you have to follow these steps one by one and in order, and then you can generate reports. These generate reports can be manual reports, automation reports again. So which we'll be looking in further. So there is some chat. Let me see. Okay. So yeah, this is these. So this is the software development process. Under that, in software testing, these are the sub processes, sub phases, whatever we can categorize it. So these are the very mandatory phases that we have to go through before testing a software, right? So I'll be giving an example after showing the PPT. I'll be giving a demo for, a minor demo for all these things. So yeah, I'll be closing this. Yeah. So coming to the roles and responsibility as a software tester, what will you be doing? Because in colleges, you'll know as a developer what you'll be doing. People would have told you, like your lecturers would have told you, your professors would have told you, your students, your classmates would have told you. As a developer, you will have an idea what you will be doing. You will be writing some code and developing a product. But as a software tester, what will you be doing? Right? You will have that confusion. So yeah, so basically these are the main responsibilities you will have as a software tester. If I have to tell, software testing plays a crucial part in directly with the customer, because we will be the first contact, right? We'll be the first contact if anything goes wrong. So then we'll play a crucial role. Like see that since we didn't develop a product, but we the one will be responsible for testing it and giving a green signal that it is okay and that it's all right. Right. So if customer finds any issues or errors in the application, we will be held responsible. So what should we do? So the roles is basically to read all the documents and understand what needs to be tested. So as I mentioned, there are reference documents, requirement documents. So I'll see a chat. Yeah. So basically this requirement documents we'll be having, we have to read the documents and understand what needs to be tested. So why I told we'll be a direct contact to the customers, like first point contact, because we will be understanding customer needs more than a developer does. So we will be relating to customer needs more than what developer does, right? So we act as a user then. So we have to think as a user, right? So that is the reason we have to read all the documents and understand what needs to be tested. And then based on the information procured in all the steps, decide how it has to be tested. So based on the type of application that we are developing, based on type of modules it will have, based on type of the user acceptability, we have to decide how it has to be tested, in what way it has to be tested. So for this particular second example, second role, I think that is what I have planned in the course. I'll be giving crucial situations, that how it can be tested, and what if there is a scenario that is a hidden scenarios. There will be some hidden scenarios in an application. How to find out those hidden scenarios. So all this I'll be telling in detail. And then inform the test lead about all the resources will be required for software testing. So this is basically, if I am, for example, I am working under the lead, I will give him, okay, this is the method I'll be telling. This is the method I'll be choosing for testing, and based on the document. So I'll have to document it again and give him the resources, what is required. And then develop test cases and prioritize testing activities. So what will I be doing? I'll be writing the test cases. So writing test cases is another important thing in software testing. Not you can't, as I was mentioning here, without documenting the scenarios. Documenting the scenarios is basically writing the test cases. So before documenting the scenarios, you can't conduct testing directly. So yeah, for this also, again in the course, there is a session planned for this, how you have to write the test cases, how efficiently you can write the test cases, so that not only you can understand, but everybody in the organization should understand, everybody in your team should understand it. Because as a tester, they will be expecting written documents from you. You are the one who will be writing documents. See, I'm talking only about manual. Okay, I'll come to the automation part later. As a manual tester, you will be handling all the documents related to the product. You will be knowing in and outs of the document, in and out of the product that you are developing. So maybe your manager can come and ask you to give the test cases. So you should have it ready, and it should be understandable by everyone in the organization. So there are some criteria like this for developing the test cases, and there are some formats again, which we will be going through in the course. I will be showing one demo today, if time permits. Then we have to execute all the test cases and report defects, define severity and priority for each defect. So now we have the test cases ready. We have to perform testing for each test cases. We have to write whether it is passing, whether it is failing, or if there is an error. If there is a defect, we have to define the defect. What exactly how do you exactly define the defect? Sorry. So there are three things. You have to define the defect by understanding the severity of the defect. So, for example, login page is showing 404 error. So that is a major defect, right? So that is high severe error. So there are severities, and then there is priority. So, for example, you see in login page, there is a logo color change. So there is a color change in the logo. So that is something minor that can be fixed, and that can be fixed in less time also. So that is the priority that we decide. And then, as I was saying, time, how much time it is required to fix the bug. So suppose there is some backend research that has to be done while fixing the bug, then we have to tell that it requires more time. Or else something like logo change, or something like color change, font type change, font color change, all this requires less time compared to developing something, right? So that requires less time. So these three things you have to keep in mind when reporting a defect. You have to make sure the developers know what kind of defect it is, and what is the severity of the defect, and what is the priority, and how much time it takes. How much time it takes does not always depend on software tester, but it depends on the developer also. But you should also have some basic idea on how much time it is required to test. Okay, and then we carry out regression testing every time when changes are made to the code to fix defects. So I was telling, right, when we raise a defect, developer fixes it, and we retest it again. So that is something known as regression. Regression means we keep testing few things again and again. So this is the type of testing which is carried out. So one among them is regression. Regression is very important as a software tester. You should know what is regression, because we keep doing it, performing it again and again until the final release. So these are the basic roles and responsibilities. You will be helpful. I hope you got an idea as a software tester what you will be doing. Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt or any clarifications what you'll be doing as a software tester? Do you have any doubt?
No, ma'am.
So I guess it is all clear. You understood what a software tester is, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Arun. So I'll be moving on. Okay, now coming to quick introduction on what manual testing and automation testing is. Keep in mind one thing before starting this. Manual testing is must. You can't directly jump into automation testing, because you have to cover the scenarios, cover every scenarios. You have to document the scenarios based on the credibility of the test case. You have to choose it for automation, right? So manual testing is compulsory. So what basic difference can anybody like unmute and tell if you have done some research on automation and manual testing? What is the major difference? Why we go for automation testing?
In manual testing, we write scripts and documents, whereas in automation testing, we use some tool to test the software.
Yeah, that is correct, Arun. Do you have any idea like why we choose automation? We could do it in manual testing, right?
Manual is slow, automation is fast.
Yeah, that is one major advantage of automation testing. Thank you, Arun. That was really nice. So, as Arun was mentioning, why we pick automation testing is it saves time and it is efficient. It adds on to efficiency. I'm not telling it is 100% efficient, it adds on to efficiency. So, as a manual tester, I I require a lot of effort and manual effort if I have to keep testing again and again the same scenario, right? So what I will do, there are some fixed scenarios, there are some dynamic scenarios. So let's take example. So these fixed scenarios should be tested along with dynamic scenarios. Dynamic scenarios are the ones that they're getting developed and then continuous testing is going on. But there are some fixed development is already done. You have to test it to make sure it is working fine. That's all. And testing is also completely done, but you have to do regression on this. So now you are understanding what regression is, right? You'll perform it on the fixed scenarios. So you know that it will not break, but you have to make sure it is working fine. So fixed scenarios and dynamic scenarios. So what will, as a manual tester, I can't be doing both together. I can't be saying this is also working fine, this is also working fine. So let me give you an example, quick example. So now let's take a dashboard page. There is a button added, right? So dashboard page has already navigation bar here, logo, home page, home icon, everything is there. Just imagine, I will be showing you. And now there is one more button added. So now what happens? This becomes the dynamic test case. The button added will become the dynamic test case. And the whatever I had previous, like the home icon, logo, navigation bar, all that was fixed, right? I have already tested. So what happens when the new feature is added? You have to make sure the old features are working fine. So only then you can say the overall application is working fine. Or you can't just simply test the dynamic one and say, yeah, it is working fine. Because see, what happens sometimes this button might cause issue. This button may overlap on the logo. This button can, make the page freeze. So you will not know, right? So this button can affect these fixed test cases also. So what you have to do, you have to do the regression on these fixed test cases and then come to the dynamic test case. So you can't keep doing this again and again for every single changes, right? So that time what I will do, these fixed changes, fixed test cases, I will put it into automation. So what I will do once so here I'm taking, for example, 2 hours to test manually. In automation, it will be done in 10 minutes or even less, I feel. So what I'll do, I'll run automation suite and then everything is working fine. I'll test the dynamic test case. So that is the major reason why we use automation. So it is efficient also, and if it's time saving also, and it will find bugs and it will generate reports. You can see visual representation of bugs and how long it took. You can test performance also in that. So we can talk about that later. So yeah, basically, manual testing is a process in which test cases are executed manually without using any automated tool. And manual testing is one of the most fundamental testing processes, as it can find both visible and hidden defects of the software. As I was telling, I think one drawback of automation is it can't find the hidden defects. For example, it can't find the font size. But I, as a user, I as a manual tester, I can see, okay, there is some change in the font size. I can visually see it, right? So these kind of hidden defects can be missed in automation testing. So that is why crucial part is manual testing, but to save time and to improve efficiency, we use automation testing. And then we have manual testing is mandatory for every newly developed software before automated tests. That's what I was telling. See, now people are moving into automation industry. There is a drastic change, but before one round, they would have done manual testing and then they would move to automation. Now everything is completely automation. That is also there. So we can cover those topics, how everything can be automated complete, right? So now coming to automation testing, you have it uses some specific tools to execute the scripts without any human interface. So these tools can be any framework, PyTest, for example, PyTest framework, or there is I think Postman for API. Yeah. So all these tools we can be using for automation testing. Next, it is the most acceptable way to enhance the efficiency, productivity, and test coverage of software testing. That's what I was telling, the fixed scenarios and dynamic scenarios, right? The coverage, testing coverage will increase. So that is one advantage, and it will increase the productivity also. And then we have, we can easily approach the test data, handle the test implementation, and compare the actual output against the expected output. So now, for example, today I will generate one report, tomorrow I can generate another report. I can compare these two reports and I can see if there is any difference between the reports, if there is any changes. So all this kind of things will be handled by automation testing. So everything is this clear? Are you able to make out what is automation and manual testing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I have a small doubt.
Yeah.
In automation testing, can we find defects?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
See, for example, that is what I was saying in the fixed in the fixed scenarios, suppose, right? So now what will happen? I have to log in, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So first day today, I will run the automation script. It will log in. Tomorrow again, I will run the automation script. It will say login failed. So then what I'll do, I would have written a code in such a way that it will capture the bug also. It will capture the defect also. And will tell me that there is a bug. It is not letting me log in. So,
Yes.
so while writing the automation, we have to write it in such a way it covers all the scenarios. So when it covers all the scenarios, we as an automation tester, we can write a script. I will be showing the script actually. So we can write a script. We can, for example, there is an application. I can take the title of the application and I can validate. So I want Amazon as the title. If it is there, it will say pass. If it is not there, it will be fail and it will say there is a defect. Okay. So using automation tool, we can find defects.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next, moving on. Okay. Coming to the course outline for manual testing. So as I was telling, there will be introduction to software testing. We will go in depth of software development life cycle. And then life cycle is the process, like I was telling, right? First writing the document, and then development, then software testing, then finding bugs, then fixing bugs, and then retesting. So this is the basic life cycle that we discussed today. And then there are separate Sdlc models. You might have heard like waterfall model, agile model, right? You might have heard I think if you are from computer science background, software engineering is the subject where you'll come across all this. And then you have testing methodologies, testing levels, testing documentation, and projects. So projects I'll be giving, some activities I'll be giving in between, and then there will be one major project where you have to follow these steps. You have to prepare the requirement document, and then you have to test it. And before testing, you have to make the test case document. You have to test it, and then if there is any bugs, how you will report it. So in this project, we'll be covering all that. And then we have automation. So automation, I'll be giving introduction to automation. So the main tool, anywhere you go, any interview, automation means they'll ask you about Selenium and web elements. So these are the basic 2 things you have to know for any interview, automation interview. Selenium is must. So I'll be going in detail with Selenium and web elements and commands. So for testing website projects and then testing frameworks. There are hybrid, data-driven, and then keyword-driven. So these are the 3 types of frameworks. I'll be covering it. So, and then PyTest. So in project will be given on PyTest framework. PyTest framework is a hybrid framework you might have heard. So this requires Python knowledge, not very advanced knowledge, core knowledge, basic knowledge. All right. So, and that is why this course is designed in such a way that you take Python and software testing together for this particular reason, because we'll be using PyTest framework, so you'll need Python programming knowledge. So any doubt in the course curriculum?
No, ma'am.
Anybody else? Thank you, Arun. Anybody else? Okay, I hope we can move on. So, okay, now coming to the duration. Okay, so basically course name is Python and software testing, and duration will be 3 months. In this 3 months, you will have 1 month Python. We will let you know, because we are, I think I can parallelly start manual and then go, but we'll let you know about once the course is started. But for now, it will be like 1 month Python, 1 month testing, and then 1 month internship. So you will be provided with the internship with Coding Chakra. And during internship, you'll have mentorship guidance also. So this is a 3 months course. And then mode will be online, basic mostly. And then batch will start from October, and timings will be evening. So as and when the course starts, we can fix the time, proper time by all, whatever is feasible for us. But usually it will be in the evening. And I think we'll have classes in the alternate days. So not every day. And Saturdays, Sunday will be a holiday. Saturdays, we can have like class for 1.5 hours or 2 hours. If you have any doubts, any doubt clearance will be done. So we can have class on Saturday. But other than that, in weekdays, you'll have alternate. And then a duration of the class will be mostly, it depends, right? Class it will be around 1.5 hours or before that only. So as in how your doubts are there, we can extend the class always. So that is the course curriculum. And then if you have to come see the career growth. So as a fresher, you will start as an associate software engineer. So it is basically under QA, that is quality assurance. So or else you'll start as quality analyst trainee, right? So here I think basic average package will be 3.5 to 4.5 as a fresher. I mean starting. So it can extend up to 7.5 as a fresher. And then here next after 2-3 years experience, you will be promoted to senior QA analyst or senior test engineer. So here basically under you, there will be some trainees. You will act as a sub lead for those trainees. And you will also be responsible for crucial testing documents and all. And yeah, here next you move on to, after 5 to 6 years experience, you'll move on to QA team coordinator or senior test lead. So here you will be for the entire module when developing an application, how usually company works, they will have separate divisions for, even though it's a single application, they will have separate divisions. So you can become a lead for one particular division, that is QA division, right? After 5-6 experience, then after 8+ experience, I think this is not visible yet. You can become test manager or senior lead module. for the entire application or the module, you can become senior lead, and you can also become test manager. So after 11 plus years, you can be senior test manager or project manager. So even if you start as a QA, you have a chance to reach as a project manager. You can see the growth, right? So there is no myth that you have to be a developer, right? So this software testing can also lead you to project manager. So it is not only that only developers or managers can go to project managers, right? So this is one thing. So average salary, it is not very. I think people would have told you that developers will earn more, but it is a myth, I feel, because I think we earn equally as a developer because we also play a crucial part, right? So yeah, it will be around 4 average. I'm just telling about the average. 4.5, it can go up till 11, 15 LPA, right? So with the experience, as you grow, and you'll know what project managers earn. So with the experience, you will learn quite well. That is for sure. So yeah, before showing the last slide, I have few things to show. So let's just go into Amazon website. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Anara, it's
Okay, thank you. So yeah, so as I was telling, each and everything here, right? So basically, I'll give you an example of Amazon. So this is particularly a demo kind of thing I'll be showing now. So this is the Amazon web page. But how will you know this web page as soon as I open should look like this only, right? So there are something called as wireframes. So wireframes, you might have heard of UI UX team, right? So design team, they would have designed some wireframes, and they would have, that is also a reference document for us for the UI. So we can use those wireframes and see if the placings are correct, if the icons are correct, if there are in the same position, the positioning is correct. So this is the UI testing that I'm doing now. So whatever Amazon logo should be on the top left corner, and login sign in should be here in the right side of the top bar. So this kind of things, whatever I do with the position and styling, this is all related to the UI testing. Okay. So now if I'm performing some action, right? I'm performing some action here. I clicked on a sign in bar. So what am I doing here? I'm doing some action, performing some action. So this comes under user testing, right? So it's like this, there are many categories. So now I open the sign in page. So now I can think of many scenarios here. Can anyone take an initiative and tell one scenario? Anything, whatever you're seeing in this page, how would you okay, for example, any scenario that you would test as soon as you see this page?
Enter email and log in into Amazon.
Yeah, that is right. So as soon as what will the user do? You have to think as a user, right? User's perspective should be in your mind. So as soon as I open this page, I should be able to enter something. So this input box should work. So see, this is one scenario here. So I have to enter something, and whatever I enter should be visible. So if it is not visible, what is the use, right? And then this is the continue button. This continue button should be clickable. So it should be enabled. It shouldn't be disabled. There you can see some of the apps, there are certain buttons that will be disabled. Once you enter the text only, it will be enabled, right? While filling some forms. Radio buttons, check boxes will enable only if you enter some relevant data for it. So but these are the buttons. So this button is enabled beforehand. So I will say continue. So this is also one of the scenario. We cannot find an account. So you can say, suppose user is not registered before. If he's a new user, then this alert box should come. So this is one scenario, right? So the same way, there are n number of scenarios. So the only thing is you have to perform every action before customer uses it. So now I have to make sure that these links are working fine. So see, conditions of use. What is it doing? It is taking me to another page. It is navigating me to another page. So I have to make sure that this page does not give me 404 error or internal server error. So it shouldn't give me those errors, right? So you have to make sure that, and then again, there is one more, the basic scenario in login is, if you are in between of a login, if you don't log out, something happens to the session, it should say confirm from resubmission. You have to get this page. So these are all the basic things we know, right? What should happen if you log in. So here I have to click on need help, what it is doing. All this will be written in your requirements document. So what it will be doing, each and everything will be documented. And the design, you will get it in the wireframes. And then you have create your Amazon account. So if I click on create your Amazon account, what it should do? It should take me to register page or sign up page, right? So here basically I'll be entering first name. All this should be entered, and this should be input field. And here again, there is again another type of testing here. This is form validation testing. So I can't give random things here. Sometimes it will say these characters are not accepted here, right? So that is known as form validation testing. So see, as and when you go inside a software or an application, you'll have n number of scenarios to test, right? So once you start testing, you will also start getting more ideas and more scenarios and in your head. And that is why one tester, he will be thinking about so many scenarios and he will be acting as a user. So here in password field, there is some validation behind it, right? Like I can't give only alphabets, only numeric, right? So I have to test those scenarios also. Seeing that if it is given, suppose if I give only numeric, it should say, right? It should say something like, okay, you have given only numeric, give something with combination. That message should pop up. We should see if that message is popping up or not. If not, user will not know what is the error then. So all this kind of things we have to keep in mind and we have to test. So I hope you got an idea what I was trying to tell. So this is single module. So imagine there are so many modules and it will be, I kind of feel it as a fun because, I can use the software beforehand and it is your software and you can do whatever you want and you can find bugs and you can give suggestions to developers also to improvise the button, to change the color. Sometimes if you don't like it as a user, you might not, you might feel it is not suitable, appropriate for the user. So you can give suggestions. So I think software testing is kind of fun also. You can enjoy and do it. And then coming to, you will all know about this, right? Developers tool. You have to right click, inspect, and here is your developer tool. You all are aware of this, right? I hope, or else it's fine. I'll just, once the course starts, I will give a quick intro to this also. But I hope most of the, as I see most of the freshers here, you would have done some coding websites or something and you would have used developers tool, right? So, okay, let me tell you quickly what developer tool is. Basically, whatever you see here on the website, right? The positioning and placing this, right? All this, what is this element? The element addressing, or you can say web elements, right? These are all the web elements. For that particular, there will be some kind of address kind of thing, where if I have to, I'm coming to the automation part now. So now suppose, what happened to this? Okay, suppose there is an automation scenario where I have to open an Amazon page and I have to type in my first and last name. So first, what I have to do, I have to find this input box. Where will I find this input box? Using the inspect tool. Using the inspect tool, I'll get like an address for this web element, right? So for this is one web element. So whatever you see on the web page, that those are all called web elements. Even this Amazon logo, create account, anything, those are called web elements. So for that, how do you access that web element from automation? Right. For that, you need inspect tool. So we can see here how it is developed, or how it is designed from the backend, like HTML code. Basically, this is an HTML code. So for this input box, input type is text, and max ID is this. So there are certain things where we can label. There are certain labels that we can consider for automation testing. I'll be explaining that in the automation course. So you just and I'll be giving a quick intro what is input ID. Has anyone gone through HTML codes here? Any idea about what HTML is? Anybody? Any idea on HTML? Just like not very in-depth idea, basic idea what HTML is, why we use HTML. No answers? Or am I missing anything in the chat? You can chat also. You can tell. You can type and tell. Okay, it's fine. We will anyway. We will anyway be covering the basic. What is required for automation testing? Those things I will be covering in the course. So basically, what I'll do if I have to address to the input web element of first and last name, I'll be taking some labels here. Input is equal to text. So this is like an address for this web element. I'll be taking this and I'll be giving my own input in the automation. So I will tell this is the input by ID, and I will direct my automation tool to go inside that web element, get the access of that element, and type in whatever input data I'm giving. So you have to know two things about inspect tool. You can research on Google. If not, also you can ask me. I will let you know. So this is the inspect tool, and then you can add this. Coming to Selenium part, you can add this Selenium extension, Selenium Chrome extension. Okay, this one. So yeah. So this is a Selenium IDE, which will be covered during automation course. I will be pasting this in chat. You can have this installed. I mean, have the extension added. So it will come here on top right column here. So I've already opened it. So yeah, I'll give you a quick overview how this Selenium IDE, what it does actually. So basically I'll be opening a new project. Project name, I'll give it as test demo. Okay. So this is the IDE. You can run or record test cases. Okay. And then you see this is the record option. You can pause it. So I will just start one recording. So before recording, you have to give the base URL. You might know what the URL is, right? I will be giving Amazon URL only. This matters notify. You can give any base URL, like only this is enough. So are you able to follow? You're able to see my screen, right? Okay. So I'll start the recording. So yeah, before starting the recording, let me show you. Okay. So once I start the recording, what happens? A new Amazon page is opened here. And whatever I click, so observe the left-hand side, the commands are getting added. This is basically the test cases that are getting added. So mouse over, mouse out. So what I did, I just hovered over the website, and these are the commands that I'm getting, it is getting recorded. So now I will click on Amazon logo. So what did I do? See the 9th test case here. What did I do? I clicked. And on which one did I click? On Amazon logo. What is the Amazon logo in the back end? How it is programmed? The Amazon logo is programmed using ID, right? So that you can see it in the inspect tool. So let me show you. See the ID in the inspect tool and the ID that is getting recorded here, they're all same. So how Selenium is understanding that I have to click on this by this ID. So this is like the address for that web element, for the logo. Okay. So yeah.
Are you performing some operations because the screen is stuck?
I am actually. I am showing Selenium ID. Are you able to see my screen?
No, ma'am. Yeah, we are able to see only the Amazon website.
Oh, okay, okay. Let me reshare. Are you able to see Selenium ID now?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. So are you able to see my split screen or only Selenium ID?
Only Selenium ID.
Okay, okay. So, okay, basically what I did was I opened Amazon website and I'm trying to record some test cases by using record option here, okay? So before recording, I gave the base URL of the Amazon. And then once I started performing some actions on the Amazon website, what happened? These commands are getting recorded here. So I clicked on Amazon logo, right? So what is basically the command is click. and the target is ID. So where did I get this target from? This target I'm getting from Amazon page. Now can you see Amazon page?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, now I opened Amazon page.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, can you see now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, so basically you found that ID, right? Where is it coming from? It is coming from this inspect tool. Okay, see the same ID, nav, logo, sprites that was recorded in the inspect tool. So now we are trying to relate, right, why we use inspect tool to find ID and to find type of that particular web element. So that is why I was trying to tell you. That's all I was trying to tell you here. I was just trying to tell you how we use inspect tool for automation testing. Yeah. So do you have like any doubts here? Now is it visible? My screen is visible. Can you see Selenium IDE?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see Selenium IDE?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So once I stop the recording, I can share it. I will again run it. Let me know if you can see both together, okay? Are you able to see like, okay, let me share it. Let me run again. Can you see the screen? New screen is opened here.
Yes, ma'am.
So this what happened is whatever I recorded here. See now it is, you can see here there is a green tick, right? There is green tick on open and set window. That means the website got opened and the set window, whatever the window was set, got set. So this test case is passed. So now coming to mouse over, it didn't happen. So that is why in logs we can see that test one ended with 1 error. So it couldn't say again, test one ended with 2 errors because I didn't do any mouse hover there. You didn't find any, we didn't find any mouse hover. So there is a bug. I mean, there's not a bug, that is an error. That is all. So I'm just trying to give you an idea how the Selenium IDE works, but we can go in depth later. Yeah.
What's the difference between a bug and an error?
Error, I will tell. See, bug is something, bug is also defect. Error means here I didn't perform that action. Okay, so now I had to perform mouse over, but I didn't do it. So that is an error. That is not a defect. Defect is something that, see, if something was not there, like Amazon logo, it was not able to find the Amazon logo, that is a defect. But I didn't, what happened here is mouse over was not, didn't happen. That is why it gave us error, like the website error. That's all. Understand? Did you get it? I'm sorry, I didn't know who asked the question. I hope I answered, but do you have any doubts still? So sometimes these errors can happen due to server failures also, right? It is not it is not defect. It doesn't happen all the time, right? Internal server error, bad gateway error, and 404 error, not page not found error. So these are the errors, and there are some defects like that is what I was telling. If you don't find some elements to click, if that positioning is not found, so all these are classified as bugs. So is your doubt clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So yeah, this is Selenium ID. So moving on, okay, I'll just show you an example of how test case document is written. So is my Excel visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is a basic format how we document a test case, right? Test cases. So we basically start writing with the test case ID, test case name. If there is any Jira or task number, I will let you know what this Jira task number. It is company specific. Once and when you join a company, you will know what Jira or the format they're performing. And then environment. Which environment you're testing? Is it Chrome, Firefox, desktop, a website? Which website you're testing? That is the environment here. Then steps. And then expected results. Expected results, you will find it from the requirements document. Actual results means after performing that, what results you are getting, right? That is the actual result. And then if expected results is equal to actual results, then test verification result will be passed. Then if you have any comments, you can comment it. And if there are any bugs, you can report it, right? So I'll start, I'll just give an example for login, any particular login. So this is I'm starting with the test case number 1. So login will be my test case name. Let's leave this for now. Environment will be Chrome, Windows 10, right? And then steps. First, what I have to do, access the website link. So let's take Amazon only. What I did, I accessed the Amazon link, right? Without going inside Amazon website, I will not find login button, right? So access the website link, whichever website that is. The second step will be locate login button. You have to locate the login button. If login button is not there, then it is a defect. Then you have to click on login, right? So what it should do, expected result according to, let's assume that clicking should navigate to new page, that is login page. Right? So what is the expected result? Once I click on login, it should take me to new page. That is the login page. See, here I'm clicking on Amazon. Here, sign in, right? So what it is doing? It is taking me to a new page, correct? So that is what I've written here. And then what is the actual result? Actual result is also the same. Clicking is navigating to login page. So now what happened? Both this expected results and actual results are same. So I'll be writing it as pass. Now I don't have any comments here, right? So suppose the same thing. So now I will be writing it as test case 2. The same thing. You can have this thing same, this also same. Now what will happen? Clicking is not taking me to new page. Clicking is not navigating to new page or login page. So what will happen here? Fail. Because my expected result and actual result is not matching. So we will mark it as fail. So we'll mark it as fail and we will tell what is the failure point there, because maybe login button is not working or is not visible, or it is giving you 404 error, or once you go to the new page is giving you 404 error or 502 gateway error. So that you will specifically mention in the comments and you will report the bug. Is there a bug? Yes. And then you will say, actually when you report the bug, that you will have some Jira number for it. So Jira or any whatever the tool they're using for bug reporting tool. So you'll have some number. So once you report the bug there, you can specify that bug number here for your reference. So also after this, you can also have separate columns like retesting results. And you have to maintain date for everything, okay? And then you have like retesting results. So once the bug is fixed, right? Once the bug is fixed, what I will say? Yes, pass. And you can say, you can actually tell, yeah, clicking is now working and this test case is passed now. So this is how you document. So each and everything is mentioned here, and even if a non-tester or anybody sees this, he will understand what is going on here, right? So this is how you have to maintain the test case document. So coming to the last part of this. So this is basically PyTest. I've written a sample code. What I am doing here. So these are all the packages. Selenium WebDriver. Time is a package. Action chains. All this I will explain in detail. If I go in detail now, it will take a lot of time. And also it will be a lot of things to understand at one go itself. So some basic things is this. And here I'm showing a basic automation code written, that's all. So what will happen here? So this is a web driver actually. So for any website for any site to open, you need a web driver. So if it is Chrome, you have to install Chrome driver. And if it is Firefox, you have to install Firefox. And then, I forgot to tell, the advantage of automation testing is it is cross-platform reliable, because you can test it on Firefox also, you can test it on Chrome also, you can test it on any Internet Explorer also. So any driver you can, web drivers you can test. That is one thing. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm installing the Chrome driver here, and I'm opening Google basically. So very simple, I'm opening Google. So it will, once it opens Google, it will maximize the window. Usually the size will be fixed when you're performing automation. So I will be maximizing the window. This is a function. It is the one thing why I'm stressing on Python more is it, as Narayan was mentioning in the previous web bootcamp, Python has everything ready. You just have to use it. If you have the basic knowledge of writing logics, enough. For at least for automation testing, it is enough. Everything is handmade, everything is ready-made there. You just have to call it and you can use it. So everything is predefined, all the functions are there. Even though if you want to customize a function, that is very simple. It is very simple to do it. And as and when you start learning Python, that will also be very easy for you. So next, what I'm trying to do is I'm passing the Google website address here, web address here. And then so I'm particularly locating the search box and I'm trying to send an element there, okay? Find the element there. And some actions I'm performing. What these actions is, I'm just right clicking on the search box. So let's see. how this will go. I'm running it. Let me know if it is not visible. See, you can see here the sample test case started. So sample test case is started. Now Google Chrome will open. So see, just right clicked on the search box, right? The automation is finished. So now it says sample test case successfully completed. So, and in this way, this is very basic actually. Any doubt? Okay. So this is a basic test case. This is only one test case, but how to install this software? This is basically IDE, Shruti. I will once we start the class, we can find out which IDE is feasible for all of us, and then we can install that. I can tell you, if you want, you can search for PyCharm IDE. So I will show you how to install PyCharm. If you are interested, you can go to so you have to go to this jetbrains.com website. And you can download the community version. Okay, it is a free version. It is an open source IDE also. So you can download it here. I'll be sending the link. Where is it? Okay, so from here you can download the IDE. I mean, install the IDE. This is just an IDE. IDE doesn't matter. That's what, as we all start the class, whichever IDE is feasible for all of us, we can install that and we can do it. But I mainly use PyCharm only. I think PyCharm will be used. We will be using PyCharm basically. You can do your Python programs, Python projects also in this. Whatever Narayan teaches, you can implement it here also. It's a good IDE, I suggest. So yeah, this is you could observe the automation, right? How it happened. So step by step, how each line it got executed. So yeah, once we start the course, we'll be seeing everything, all of this in the depth, and which will help you in the interviews. So coming back to my slide. So along with course, I will also be providing you with interview guidance and resume building. And also if you want any help with LinkedIn profile creation, I'll be doing that also. So I'll be clearing all your doubts there. Interview guidance, I think I can weekly once I can keep like, I'll give you a few questions you can work on, which are most asked in interview. So all these sessions can go on. So, and also the one important thing Coding Chakra is offering is you have this early bird offer, which is still valid. Okay, so you can use this code. I'll be copy pasting this code. So in the chat, you can use this and you can do your registrations. And if you have any doubts, you can reach out to management, Mr. Sagar or Ms. Divya. They're always available. And if you want to know in detail also, you can reach out to management. And yeah, this is about the course. And yeah, and I'll be sharing the code very soon. So any of you have any doubts? Any doubts? How how did you feel about the quick introduction bootcamp? Any feedback?
Hello, madam.
Yes.
Could you please summarize the whole thing, just in a sort of a snapshot?
Sure.
In fact, I joined a bit late. So what you have taught earlier, I could not. But just to you summarize what you have taught.
Sure. I'll be sharing my screen. I'll be sharing a PPT. I will go very quickly about the PPT. Okay. So basically, what I did was I started with so this bootcamp was to focus on what software testing course is about. So basically, this course is with Python with software testing course. So I quickly went through the introduction about software testing and how you have to test and what are the required things for software testing. And I gave a little introduction about the steps that has to be followed and the roles and responsibilities of the software tester, like how he should document all the scenarios and he should have all the information about the application and he should execute all the test cases and carry out testing accordingly. So this is about the roles and responsibilities. And I went through manual and automation testing, like quick intro to both. Just an idea about what manual testing is and automation testing is. And so basically automation testing is performed by us, like manually. And automation testing will we take the help of some tools to increase efficiency, productivity, and test coverage. So there are some advantages of using automation testing. As you know, it is time saving also. So then you have, I went through the course outline. So what you will be expecting from the course and what you will get after completing this course. So yeah, these are the course outline, automation course outline. And curriculum, basically this is a 3 months long course, 1 month Python, 1 month software testing, and then internship. So Python and software testing can overlap because manual testing can be started, but we will see, we will plan accordingly. And then we have a mode that is online mode only. And then timings will be usually in the evening. And then I went through the career growth where I was telling how you can reach from an QA analyst trainee to project manager over the span of years. So with experience, you can be a project manager also. So I was going through the career growth. And I also, this is the early bird offer that is going on in Coding Chakra. I think it is valid till 4th October. So you can register using this code. You'll get discounts. And
What is the fees for this, madam?
Sir, please contact the management. I think I'm displaying the phone numbers here. You can take a screenshot of this and please reach out to the management for further details.
Can you just give me an indication at least?
Sir, you have to speak to the management about that.
And you'll start the course with the basic programming of Python.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So you need not have knowledge of programming in Python.
Python, yes. I think Narayan will be starting Python. Narayan is the instructor, Mr. Narayan.
Yeah, so we have 3 courses. One is Python. Okay, so first we'll be beginning with the Python. Then if you're taking software testing, it will be like Python with software testing, or else if you're interested in data science, you can take with Python with data science. So these are all the 3 courses we are offering in Coding Chakra. One is Python, Python with software testing, and Python with data science. So these are the 3 courses.
What is the fees, sir?
So for the fees details, you can WhatsApp with the management people, or else you can ask in a mail. Okay, so they'll give you the estimation, because each course has one on price details. Okay, so along with the discounts, they'll let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Any other queries regarding the software testing course? I'll be free to take. Because I think Narayan also has some things to explain. So if no doubts, I think we can take 5 minutes break. Let's say Narayan.
No, anyhow, I wanted to tell regarding the course things. So there are three courses. Okay, so Python. Okay, core Python will be the beginning course. Okay, so after that, you guys can choose the career. Okay, anyhow, we'll be guiding you which career will be suitable for you guys. Either you guys can go with software testing, or else you guys can go with data science. Okay, so both are booming in IT industry. You guys can choose whichever you want according to your skills and interest. So yeah, this is what I wanted to tell you guys. So if you are taking only Python, then it will be 2 months training come internship program. If you are taking any software testing or data science, it will be like 3 months. So the first month will be like Python, then moving on with the software testing or data science, whichever you have preferred. Then the third month will be your internship program. Okay, so a course completion certification will be given. Along with that, an internship letter will be given, and job placement is also provided by Coding Chakra. So this is what I wanted to tell you guys. So the upcoming batches will start from the next coming this month. Okay, so in October it starts. So in the upcoming weeks it will be starting. So you guys can register as soon as possible. Okay, so the offer is till 4th of October. Okay, so decide, and you guys can contact the management for getting this offer. Yeah, thank you. So thanks everyone who have joined this session. So I hope everyone will join this class. Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Narayan. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.